In the story today, we are going to jump to Cain and Abel. And one of the discussions we have often, the first murder happened. Why? Because Cain became jealous of Abel. And that was because when Abel offered his sacrifice, God accepted it. When Cain offered his sacrifice, God didn't accept. And let me tell you, when we talk about this, the most common answer is what? Well, it's because Abel offered animal sacrifices and Cain offered fruit. And the answer for that is, yeah, it had nothing to do. It doesn't matter if you and I offer animals or offer fruit. It doesn't matter what we give to God. That wasn't the point. The point was what? Is that Abel, he took the best, the first of his animals and gave it to God. He offered the first. Where Cain did what? He took some of his fruit and offered it. So what did Cain do with the best, with the first? What did he do? That was for himself. And so Cain was offering some to God. Abel was offering the best to God. And so that's the reason why God accepted Abel's but didn't accept Cain's. Really, it's the same for you and I. You know, when God gives to us, what do you and I do? Do we give thanks to God and give the first and the best and say thank you? Which often when you read is called the 1/10, the tithe, the gift to God. But it's not only 1/10, it's everything. It's me, my life, it's everything I have, giving thanks to God. That's the first gift. Or do we give some? You know, I have left. I'm going to give that to God. You know, when you go to church, well, let me see here. Oh, yeah. I have $5. I'll give that to the offering plate. See, that's when you look at this discussion. That's what it's talking about. What is the gift? And then you know what happened. This led to that Cain became jealous, and God talked with him, and God says, don't become jealous. You know, sin is tempting you. And Cain ignored, and he went out and killed his brother. And then God said, when he talked with Cain, where's your brother? And Cain goes, I don't know. Am I supposed to take care of him? And God says, his blood cries out. God knew what Cain had done. But did God forgive Cain? Did God come down and talk with Cain? And it says God put a mark. And we don't know what the mark was. We don't know if he put a mark or what he did to show, because Cain was afraid the people would kill him. And so God put the mark on him to protect him. Again, that mark that God put on was gospel. God was doing that to protect Cain so that he would continue to live. And so when you read that story, read what's involved, see what God is doing. And I should add, okay, people often ask, well Cain went, and where did he have a wife and people in the town? Well, how many years, did Adam and Eve live? How old? And through that time, Adam and Eve, and then their children, and so there were a lot of people that were born in those generations. It wasn't just a short time. So Adam and Eve had a lot more children that were and spread out. So Cain, when he left and traveled, he traveled and went to his family members all over. All right? So have fun, study God's word, and I pray that you and I both will give our best for him.